If you sacrifice your art because of some woman or some man, or for some color or some wealth, you can't be trusted. Let me repeat that. You cannot be trusted, not by others, not by history, least of all by yourself. Art is not a currency. It is not a bargaining chip. It is your spine. You are either a slave to your truth or a traitor to it. There is no middle ground. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Authenticity is not a virtue, it's a war. You fight for it daily. Frida Kahlo, who turned her broken body into a manifesto, put it plainly, I paint my own reality. The only thing I know is that I paint because I need to. No explanations, no concessions. Her art was her oxygen. You think she'd have survived if she'd painted sunsets for some fool who called her work too bloody? Numbers she would have suffocated. Authenticity isn't being true, it's staying true. Ruthlessly, even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. Real is the bone beneath the skin. It's ugly, it's uncomfortable. It's why Van Gogh sliced off his ear, why Sylvia Plath shoved her head into an oven, why Kafka begged his friend to burn his life's work. The real is not polite. It doesn't care about your comfort. Steve Jobs, a man who weaponized simplicity, said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. But we do. We waste it. We sand down our edges to fit into the hands of others. We let them mold us into paperweights when we were meant to be blades. Here's the truth. If your art doesn't disturb you, it's decoration. If it doesn't risk alienating everyone, it's a party trick. You want to be original? Start by being ruthless, not cruel, not vicious, ruthless, as in no room for rot. Cut the dead weight, even if it's a person, even if it's a dream you've outgrown. Hemingway, who knew a thing or two about cutting prose to the bone, wrote, there is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. Bleed, not sweat, not weep. Bleed. Art is not a negotiation. It's an open vein. I'll say it again. Sacrifice your art for love, for money, for safety, and you've sold your soul. And souls aren't like houses. There's no buying them back. Ambition is not wanting fame. It's wanting to matter, to carve your name so deep into the world that it scars. Nina Simone, who turned rage into revolution, snarled, an artist's duty is to reflect the times, not coddle them, not flatter them, reflect them, even when the reflection shows a festering wound. Ambition is the refusal to look away, but ambition requires selfishness, a glorious, unrepentant selfishness. You think Picasso gave a damn about whether Gertrude Stein liked her portrait? He painted her 90 times until he said, I don't see you anymore when I look at you. That's ambition, seeing beyond the person to the truth. Originality is not innovation, it's excavation, digging past the layers of what's expected, what's acceptable, until you hit the raw, pulsing core of what is. Picasso, who reinvented reality itself, scoffed, bad artists copy, good artists steal. But he didn't mean plagiarize. He meant claim what's yours. Steal back your voice from the critics, your vision from the trendsetters, your hunger from the naysayers. Originality is defiance. It's saying, this is mine, this is me, and if you don't like it, your opinion is a relic I'll bury in the next draft. But let's be clear, this path is lonely. It has to be. You think Rothko's towering voids were painted by a man who wanted company? You think Emily Dickinson wrote 1,800 poems in secrecy because she craved applause? You will lose people. Lovers who wanted a pet, not a wildfire. Friends who wanted a mirror, not a hammer. Let them go. As Anais Nin wrote, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Blossom, even if it destroys you, especially if it destroys you. So I return to the beginning. If you sacrifice your art, you can't be trusted. Trust is built on integrity, and true integrity, is the alignment of your actions with your essence. Break that alignment and you're just another liar with good intentions. You want to be authentic? Then be one. Burn the bridges, break the molds. And if someone asks why you're so reckless, so uncompromising, tell them this: because I'd rather be a wound that heals than a scar that forgets it once bled. Now go, create something that terrifies you. The rest is noise.